Do you remember your first time meeting Aljo?
Yeah, I do remember.
Was he strangling you? No, that was a hammer.
Yeah. So actually, first, I met Aljo at the longest gym, and first before we do jiu-jitsu, your gym, we have a sparring rounds in Longos.
Okay.
Yeah, Aljo did some. I know Aljo like switch. I think first round he go with me, or I don't know, maybe second round he go either 1 round or 2 round with me.
Okay.
And then me, of course, I was wild that time, and I shoot double leg, and before I take him down, he already have I'm already in the triangle. I'm like, how I get here? and then he finish. He make me tap from triangle, and then again I go. I'm like, oh, now I gotta go hard. And then I don't remember second. He either choke me or armbar me, and then I'm like, this is different level here, you know.
Now you've grappled before, and you've dominated. You've won a lot of sambo competitions before you came over to the U.S.
Yeah.
So to get now Aljo, at the time you're meeting him, you don't realize that you didn't. Have you ever felt that before? I mean,
no.
You didn't know at the time that he's going to be a future world champion. Maybe after that you had an idea,
yeah.
But. What was the feeling like? Because you're used to dominate. I saw a lot of your stuff from back home, even as a kid.
Right.
You're used to dominating. Right. Now you deal with someone around your size, and you feel that. Was it? What was your first reaction to that?
That was really shock for me because, I had 9 fights in Georgia. So those 9 fights can be pro fights because the same guys was fighting with me. They have professional records. Those fights.
Okay.
So unfortunately, my promoters they don't put my fights in professional record. But anyway, so I was fighting professional level, and then so if I was fighting like a striker, I was doing grappling because I have a sambo and judo background, and but jiu-jitsu is different. I'm always saying, sambo and judo, yes, this is wrestling and grappling. This is good, but jiu-jitsu is another level, and then you see in your eyes too, when I train with you, and then I go some rounds with you, and every time you was on top of me, I cannot get up. Your pressure, like everything. I don't know even how to escape. Now I finally learn, the whole control the hands, the bottom leg out and stuff like this. But
I regret showing you like the last times we were rolling because fucking now he knows the way out and he doesn't get tired, Christian. It really sucks. So, even if I had 50 pounds on him. So go ahead, Merab.
So and then it was, I'm always now when I talk to young fighters, I tell them, forget about sambo and judo. This is, it's not bullshit, but if you have chance training in jiu-jitsu is the best way to transfer in MMA or just himself. Just jiu-jitsu is the best martial arts. If you have jiu-jitsu background, then you say you have a weapon with you, like a gun with you.
Even a nerd could be dangerous. You know what I mean?
Oh,
even
absolutely.
A nerd could be dangerous.
So many times I was shocked. You look like I'm gonna kill this guy.
Just smack him around.
Yeah. But they cut you in triangle or armbar or leg lock, and they make you cry.
It's so important as people don't realize, like, your friendship with your relationship with Aljamain Sterling is it's such a huge part of your success. And what people don't get, and I'm going to get into this, is that, when there's nothing, loyalty is, and Longo says this a lot, loyalty is easy. What the fuck does he say again? Loyalty is easy when there's nothing on the line. You understand? It's easy to be loyal. You're loyal, you're a good friend, all right? Maybe you'd pick me up at the airport. Now, when there's something, like, you and Aljo, like you said, from your first time meeting him, up until then, nobody's dominating you unless they're a lot heavier or anything like that in sparring, I'm sure. So have a guy like that do that with you, and then later on, and Aljo, I had him in here, and I'm going to tell you a story he said about sparring one day with you. it shapes you. It shapes you as a fighter. You can't just be the hammer. You need to be the nail sometimes to progress. And there's not a lot of guys that could do that to you. And then you met a guy that can, and he's willing to help you, and he's willing to get you better, and he actually gives a shit. And that's Aljo. So that was so crucial in your development as a fighter. Don't you feel? I mean,
I agree. You know, yeah, Aljo was already a professional fighter, and he was, I think, about to fight a CFFC belt, and shortly after, I think he go UFC. And then, you know, Aljo, like you said, you know, he always willing to help other training partners, and you know, and also I was training with him, and I was getting better and better every time, and I learned even that time it was big different. Like he was so much. He's still better than me, but like that time it was way better than me. And you know, of course, like, you know, I always respect him, and I look up to him. You know, he was professional fighter, and I followed him. I became friends, as training partners, sparring partners, and then teammates, and also I know how. And then it came up good problem, I think, because he was champion, and then I was keep winning, but people was mentioning it. I never pay attention, but and then listen, I never wanted to fight, of course, Aljo, and especially, and then I know how means to him. Like that time, for me was the big deal, like especially after I go through all that. You know, I lost my pro debut, and I win, and I lost, and I was thinking I'm not good. You know, what are you gonna do? You know, I'm not good. I was thinking I'm not good enough. But and then when I take a little bit break, then I realize I missed this. I don't care if I lose or win. I wanna do this. I love this. And then I remember when I came back, and then when we go together in Rhode Island. Remember, we go Rhode.
Oh yeah, for your fight.
Yeah. And then I win back, and then I was so happy. Then I was thinking that was already my, you know, like when I go UFC, and then when I loss. I know you don't agree with the loss. You think
nobody agrees you lost.
Yeah.
His first Aljo's Merab's first two fights in the UFC. He could very well be undefeated right now. His first two fights in the UFC, Frankie Size, anybody, and you were on antibiotics. You had a what was that?
Yeah,
you don't want to say.
It was virus something.
Yeah,
big
something
virus.
viral. And
virus. Yeah,
and it was. I mean, still.
And I don't know if you remember. So after the fight, you know, like now everybody knows that my cardio is good.
Yes.
But after the fight, even you can tell. You guys can go watch. That you can tell that when they're about to race, like the tell us decision. I cannot even open my eyes. I'm like off, and then. Once, okay, they give Frankie Science split decision, and after that, I know you came close to me, give me a hug, and then I'm like, Matt, I need to carry me, and then I come with you. I don't know if you remember, you take me to the locker room.
Yeah.
I was like you was holding me because I was hardly walking. You know, I was so tired and then I don't know if you remember, like next 20 minutes I lay down, close my I cannot even open my eyes, and then I was so happy that I survived, and I was live, and I'm like, oh my god, because I was bad, I was feeling like sick.
I know, because you're not one to even complain. You know what I mean? Like you never look tired even when you could be tired, and I never seen you tired. We knew you were going in there compromised, but and I never said it since. Me and myself and well, maybe I did once, but me and Ray Longo, we told you in the cage before they read the decision. You got it, Merab. You sucked. Thank goodness because we felt you won. Everybody did. So when they gave it to the Frankie, we were very disappointed with the judges and proud of you because we know what you had to fight through.
Right.
You know, and then talking about the two so-called losses, the second one. Controversial at best. I mean, you made it to the final bell and you were in a guillotine, and if it went to the judges, we all know you won. And afterwards, you were a little doozy, you were a little out, a little in, but you made it to the bell. They didn't call it. Next thing you know, they give it to him. So, hey, man, it was weird. I want to get right after that, what happened? But really quick, an Aljo's story, because we talk about how you guys build each other and your work ethic. Aljo was in here. He told, because I don't know if you heard it. He was going, yeah, so, and then with Merab, and I would, with the sparring, I would always get the better. And then there was one day where I came in and I was a little, I don't know if I was partying a little bit or whatever it was. And Merab had a very good day with me. He was saying that he was taking me down and I was exhausted after. And he goes, and Merab came over to me and he wasn't bragging, but I could tell he was happy. And he goes to me and he goes, usually, but, you beat me up, but today was my day.
I remember exactly. That's true story, yes.
How great did that must have, listen, you love him to death. He's always beating on you. How did that feel to have a good day with your big brother over there?
Actually, to be honest, I was shocked. Like, you witness our sparring and you was always watching our sparrings, and Aljo was better than me in sparrings, and he's grappling and jiu-jitsu, he gets on top of me and I cannot move.
It's a problem.
Yeah, but we was always pushing each other, but he was better than me, and then and so that day, Aljo was somewhere. Aljo like travel, and after a little bit travel, he had the fight booked, and we were sparring, and then now this time I was taking him down, and I was on top, and he hardly getting up, and he's getting tired, and I'm doing better, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like,
what is happening? This is what?
This is like, I thought I get so much better, and then I tell Aljo, bro, like you always better than me, you always beat me, but today it was my day, and then I remind him, do you remember the day? And then he remembers that day, yeah, for sure.
And you know what? That lit a fire under him, because he's going to be like, all right, I'm not letting that happen again.
Aljo he takes this sport serious,
Shout out to Funk Harbor Rum. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yes.
I know you don't do anything. That's why you're the machine. But I'm becoming a rum guy.
Yeah.
I might be like a Diet Coke and rum guy. It's no aftertaste. Very nice.
Actually, I drink once in a while for Aljo, for one drink, a little bit, sip, it's good. I like it. I do.
That was it.
So actually, I'm gonna go back to to talk about me, I don't want to fight Aljo because. So for me, after these two controversial losses, my goal was to just keep winning. And I think I tell you this after I lost second time against Ricky Simon. And when you told me that, Merab, probably this is not, you are winning my eyes, and you are winning my eyes. And then I tell you, I don't care, I hope UFC don't cut me. And then I remember to tell you this, that's what I was worried that time too. Because even it was controversial or not, I lost papers, I lost my first two, and then I was worried I don't get cut. My thing was met to, I wanted to be just UFC fighter. For me, UFC, that was my dream too. But for Aljo always want to be champion, and I know how he wants to keep this belt, and then I also know that when he has an opponent, his opponents always come enemy. And then I want to be just friends with Aljo. I don't want to change our relationship. That was the main everything, and that's why I never wanted to fight him.
And I can't tell you, there's so many times, the people were in your position, and they fought. I mean, people fight. There's but then their relationships are never the same. You've seen it. I'm friends with all these guys. I'm not going to name their names, but it's a French. Listen, you give me our friendship, and you putting $1 million over here. I'm taking our friendship. I am. I don't give a fuck.
Respect.
There's not a lot of. There's people that could say it. You're in that position now. You have. Everybody, the powers that be, and me and Dana are tight, so I love Dana. But you got guys saying, "Hey, it's a huge mistake if you don't do this. It's a huge mistake. This is life-changing money. This is life-changing." Yeah. It's you were working construction for years while you're fighting in the UFC. You came over, you dealt with knuckleheads, morons, and then thank goodness you found Longo, and then you're commuting. It's right there in front of you. All you have to do is fight your best friend, and you didn't do it. So, it's something to really be applauded. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, Merab, not a lot of guys are built like that.